All right, this is just a short video just to help you remember with repeated subtraction. So we're going to do a few examples together. So you need your worksheet day 3 in front of you, model division as repeated subtraction. And so we're going to work through a couple of these together. We're going to do the first 4 together up there at the top, and then you can do the rest of them on your own. Okay, all right. So repeated subtraction is exactly like it says. You're going to continuously subtract the same number. Just like with multiplication, it's repeated addition. You're continuously adding the same number. In division, excuse me, we're going to be continuously subtracting the same number each time. So you're going to be doing this sheet, model division as repeated subtraction. You're also going to be doing your subtracting sharks at the same time. Remember, or actually I'll do this here in a second. Let's go ahead and do this one first. So let's do your repeated subtraction up at the top. So on this one, on this worksheet, number 1 says 6 divided by 3. Well, when you look at your problem, we're going to start with 6, that's your dividend. We're going to divide 3, that's our divisor. And so in this one, remember, this is how many you're going to be subtracting each time. We're going to subtract it 3 each time. And however many jumps we can take of 3, then that's how many times we could subtract it. So if I'm at 3, I'm going to start it, or if I'm at 6, I'm going to start at 6, and I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. And so I moved 1, 2, 3. There's one big jump of 3, and then I'm going to move another 3. So 1, 2, 3 takes me to my 0. Okay. And so now this one, and you don't want to do little hops on this one because it's going to confuse you on how many times you could take away 3. If you look up here, how many big jumps did I take of 3? Yeah, I took 2 big jumps. And so 6 divided by 3 would be 2. Then that means that I took a jump of 3 here and a jump of 3 here. And that means I've got 2, that I've got 6. If I divide it into 3, then that means I've got 2. Right, so 2 jumps in this one. All right, if you look at the second one, number 2, 14 divided by 2. Well, on number line, we're going to start at 14. That's our dividend. We're going to divide it by 2. So this time I'm going to be taking away 2 at a time. So I'm going to start at 14. I'm going to say, and remember, you don't ever count the number you start on. You come off of it. So 1, 2. So there's a jump. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. And so I'm taking away 2 each time because remember, your divisor is how many you take away each time. So if I take away 2 each time, then I'm going to go back and I'm going to count my jumps. I'm going to give you a minute to finish your number line on this one. All right. So once you have gotten your jumps of 2 each time, we're going to go back and count our jumps. How many hops? We're going to go back and count our hills. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was able to take away 2 7 times. So 7 jumps. So 14 divided by 2 equals 7. Okay. Go on to number 3. 15 divided by 5. Well, my divisor, I'm going to be taking away 5 each time. So I'm going to come off of 15. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Oops, sorry, my mouse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. And I'll give you a minute to do your jumps of 5 as well. So 15 divided by 5, your divisor of 5 means you're going to subtract 5 every time. Once you have subtracted 5, how many times were you able to subtract it? How many jumps did you have? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So we know that 15 divided by 5 equals 3. Okay. Number 4, 18 divided by 3. 18 divided by 3. 3 is your divisor. That's what we're going to be subtracting each time. We're going to take away 3. So I'm going to come off of 18. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And I'll give you a minute too to take away your jumps of 3. So start at 18 and take away 3 each time. Remember, don't do little hops. You're doing groups of 3. So there's 3 in each jump. Once you've done your jumps of 3, we're going to go back and count our jumps, how many hills there are. So what is 18 divided by 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you knew this too. If you see 18 divided by 3 and you didn't know the answer, remember, you know that 3 times 6 equals 18. And this is why you need to know your multiplication facts. If you know 3 times 6 is equal to 18, then you know 18 divided by 3 must equal 6. There's the 3, there's the 18, so we know the 6 has to go there. So that's why we're always wanting you to make sure you know your multiplication facts. Okay? All right. So continue doing 5 through 10 on this front side of your worksheet, doing your repeated subtraction. And then pause your video when you're finished, or pause it right now to finish your worksheet. And then when you unpause it, we're going to just talk about the subtracting shark sheet today too as well. So take a minute, just go ahead and pause your video, finish the front side, and then unpause it, and then we'll talk about your subtracting sharks in just a second. All right, so your subtracting sharks, it goes right along with the same principle, except this time you're not using a number line, you're just going to be doing the subtraction written as a subtraction problem. So on this one, it says, division means repeatedly subtracting the same number until there's nothing left to subtract. Choose the shark on the right that matches the repeated subtraction on the left. All right, and I'm going to let you do this sheet on your own, but just remember, when we are doing repeated subtraction, it can also look like this. Let's say we had a problem 24 divided by 3. Okay, let's say that's our problem. Well, you already know that this is what you're going to be subtracting each time. Okay, and so I may say, okay, this one, 24 minus 3 obviously gives me 21. Okay, and then you're going to bring this number and you're going to say, okay, 21 minus 3 is what? 18. Good. And then you're going to say, okay, I'm going to take my 18 minus 3. And 18 minus 3 gives me what? 15. And then you're going to keep going. So 15 minus 3 gives me 12. And then we're going to keep going. 12 minus 3 gives me 9. We keep going. 9 minus 3 gives me 6. 6 minus 3 gives me 3. 3 minus 3 gives me 0. And when you get to 0, you know you're done because there's nothing else to take away. And then remember, all you have to do is go back and count how many times you took 3 away. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I was able to take 3 away 8 times. So I know that that is my answer, my quotient. 24 divided by 3 equals 8, which means I can take 3 away 8 times. Okay? And so what you're going to do, you're going to match up what's on the left to the sharks on the right. And if you look at the squares at the bottom, I'll go ahead and go over these two with you right now. Let's go ahead and do 14 divided by 2 together. Let's go ahead and do let's go ahead and do a couple of these together. And then you can go back up to the top and finish. So let's go ahead and do 14 divided by 2 together, just to make sure you know how to set this up down at the bottom. How many 2's can I take away? So in the blanks, in the sentence right here under the problem, you need to write how many 2's, sorry, my writing, how many 2's can I take away from 14? And that's what goes in the blank there. So 14 divided by 2. So here we go. Let's set up our problem. And so in the box, this is what you need to write. You need to set up and say 14 minus 2. And what is 14 minus 2? Good. 12. So you need to write that in the box. Okay? Don't write big because you only have a small box to write these in. And then we're going to carry the 12. And we're going to say, okay, 12 minus 2 is what? Good. 10. And then you're going to say, okay, 10 minus 2 is good. 8. You're going to carry your 8. 8 minus 2 is good. 6. You're going to carry your 6. 6 minus 2 is good. 4. You're going to carry your 4. 4 minus 2 is good. 2. And you're going to carry your 2. 2 minus 2 is good. 0. And you know to stop when you get to 0. So we went through and we were subtracting 2 each time. Okay. So how many times were you able to take 2 away? And go back and do this to your problem. Let's go back and count how many 2's we took away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I know that 14 divided by 2 is 7 because I could take away 2 7 times. Okay. Now let's do one more together. So let's do 16 divided by 4. So we'll do the other one together. Now, your sentence, how many blanks can I take away from blank? How many 4's, because that's your divisor, can I take away from 16? And so you need to fill in your blanks there. How many 4's can I take away from 16? So we're going to subtract 4 each time. So in your box, let's set up our subtraction, our repeated subtraction. So we're going to say 16 minus 4. And what is 16 minus 4? Good. 12. Carry your 12. 12 minus 4 is good. 8. 8 minus 4 is good. 4. 4. Whoops. 4 minus 4 is 0. Good. And remember, you know you're done, obviously, when you get to 0. And so your next step is just to go back and count how many 4's you took away. So let's go back into your problem. Let's go back and circle how many 4's we took away. We were able to take away 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could take away 4's 4 times. So 16 divided by 4 is 4 because I took away 4 times. So finish the bottom, do 21 divided by 7 and 24 divided by 6 on your own, and then go back and catch the top. Match up the repeated subtraction on the left to the division problem on the right.